morning as we remember Larry Henderson, the fallen Hamilton County Sheriff's deputy. The procession for him is underway right now. It left Spring Grove Village at 7 o'clock this morning. It's making its way through the tri-state right now. We've been following on our cameras as well as the ODOT cameras, where you're seeing on the top right here of the screen, that is Beachmont at 275. They're moving down Beachmont now, getting ever closer to the last station that Deputy Henderson worked at, District 5 over in Anderson Township. We've got Allie Kramer out there. She's been live for us all morning long. You see more of the procession. It is a long procession. Took about 11 minutes to get out of Spring Grove Village and make its way toward Beachmont right now. We're going to check in with Allie because we can see behind you, if we can get to Allie, the mass of people who are now behind you. Deputies as well, all there to remember Deputy Henderson. What else are you seeing?
Yeah, and Adrian, they're all lined up outside of District 5, the fire station here, and I can tell you that the entire community coming out, and we are expecting the procession to follow along here in just a moment. The firefighters, EMS crews worked alongside with him, and they told me, you know, every run we went on and we saw him, we turned around and there he was to help out. There he was with a smile and a nod and just an understanding that he was there to help in every circumstance. We actually talked to a woman who is lined up here as well. She said she went to school with Deputy Henderson's sister and shared some memories. She said he was going to help install a wheelchair lift in her home for her mother just in the last couple of weeks. I mean, we're talking about someone who was committed to the community. I talked to one of his other family members who told us at one point he doesn't have any hobbies. His hobby was helping others, and that's what we heard time and time again. 33 years with the Hamilton County Sheriff's Office, the last 3 of which were right here in Anderson Township, and he had just retired in December, 5 months ago, before of course, his life was taken. So remaining here along Beachmont Avenue, anticipating that procession to come by. You've got, of course, everybody with the fire station here. And then we've seen so many other law enforcement officers from neighboring departments helping out with traffic control, helping out staff, the deputy office here, because, of course, all of those officers at the funeral proceedings today and giving them that opportunity. I talked with another woman who said, look, I work up in Mason, but I've just felt compelled to be here today instead and pay my respects and talk about the man that he was in the community. Again, we're waiting right here outside the fire station on Beachmont Avenue, watching folks as they're lined up, and I can tell you that this will be really difficult for them to watch as that procession does finally make it here in a minute.
Yeah, and Allie,
someone else I talked to who knew Deputy Henderson, kind of sharing some of the lighter moments, because it was our understanding from everyone that he was a bit of a jokester, had a great sense of humor, and he used to always go into the Moe's that was here in Anderson, and then one woman told me that he always came in with a smile on, and he was always kind of joking around with the guys that were back there making them. And she actually told me that he gave her a speeding ticket, her very first speeding ticket back in October. But, you know, right, that's not a great day for anybody. And she said, you know, he smiled at me and he just said, look, you got to slow down. And they both kind of laughed it off. That was just who he was, somebody that always made you smile. And so, Adrian, we've been really kind of looking forward to and enjoying the memories that people have been sharing.
Yeah, and we just saw a great shot, Allie, from the fire crews there with the flag, the American flag, and then the police flag hanging underneath it. In this, I know, I mean, you live in Anderson. You've seen things like this before. Just sort of give me, you know, what it feels like there in the place that you live as you're looking behind you, all these people lined up now to pay their respects.
You're right, and Anderson is just such a hometown feel. And here we are, the First Cincinnati Police motorcycle as part of the procession just drove by us, and so we'll start to see that in a second. But This is a community that loves hard. We respect law enforcement, and I'm not surprised one bit that there is a great showing of support lined up here outside the fire station. People love it here, and they are ready to support them. And as we're here, we're going to give it a little moment of silence as the procession has made it. Right now you are watching live as the procession for Deputy Larry Henderson makes its way down Beachmont Avenue in Anderson Township, the final time that he will pass a station where he spent the last 3 years of his 33-year career as the deputy with the Hamilton County Sheriff's Office. He just retired, as we've mentioned many times, in December and was working a special detail when he was killed just a week ago. And right now you're seeing Anderson Township deputies driving by. We saw the bomb squad with the Hamilton County Sheriff's Office. He was a member of that. We saw the ATF. He served with the FBI. And his fellow deputies here making their way through the procession. We see Springdale officers. This morning we've seen everyone from Union Township, the neighboring community here, and Wyoming, Springdale, Springfield, Montgomery, all coming to make this procession, frankly, just possible. And you see everyone lined up, kids holding flags to support local police officers, and they're making their way down Beachmont Avenue. They're turning on Wolf Angle, if you're familiar with the area, and then going up to Mercy Hospital here in Anderson, where he worked, and we're going to send it over to Taylor Woods because she is there.
Yeah, and we're actually seeing
absolutely.
both of those scenes right now. You can see there on the left side of your screen where Allie's at, and we can see just outside Mercy Health, very similar scene with a lot of people lined up. Taylor, tell us what else you're seeing as that first vehicle is starting to come through. Actually, let's have another moment of silence for 1 second. Just a few seconds ago, we saw the casket carrying Deputy Larry Henderson's body as it makes its way past Mercy Health Anderson, now about to make its way to the Cintas Center. A lot of people behind you, Taylor, as you're watching this. Have you been able to speak to anyone out there just about what this means for them to come out?
Yeah, absolutely, Adrian. Like you said, a lot of people, medical staff, people from the Anderson Township community along both sides of the street. Some people have even brought their children out here. The men out here paying their respects with their hats off as Deputy Larry Henderson comes through here to say one last goodbye. Most of the people I talked to out here from the community said while they really didn't know Deputy Larry Henderson, they're just out here paying their respects since he was a first responder who protected and served. And as you can see right now, just a lot of the sheriff agencies are just riding past Mercy Anderson right now. I see a gentleman with his hand up to his head, just really paying respects. It's a somber moment out here. Earlier, I saw some people embracing each other, just giving hugs, just really emotional out here.
Yeah, very, very emotional, as you can imagine, for the loss of a longtime Hamilton County Sheriff's Deputy in Larry Henderson. It's great to see how many people have shown up in support of this. Of course, we've seen this route now as it left Spring Grove and now is making its way through Anderson. We're going to stay with this just for a couple more minutes, but we're going to come back because the procession moves from here back over to the Cintas Center. That is where a second visitation, there was a 4-hour visitation last night. There's another one that is scheduled publicly from 9 to 11 this morning. We will take you out there live once his body goes to where they will then have his public funeral service, and we will come back to you once again around 11 o'clock. That is when the funeral service begins. For now, as you look live once again in Anderson as part of the funeral procession for Deputy Larry Henderson, we're going to return to Good Morning America. We'll be back.
This morning, Vladimir Putin putting Russian